Hi guys. So Blizzard has just dropped the patch notes today, ready for the 1st of April between 5 and 7 PDT for it to drop onto the live servers, which will be around about 3 AM UK time on Wednesday morning. Now, there's a lot of changes coming. Some of them are going to be great. And I think, yeah, a lot of them, I think most of them are actually going to be great. I don't think there's many changes in here that I didn't disagree with, but let's just get into it. So it's going to be contribute to Sanctuary's Iron Stockpile, and basically new month, we're going to get new kind of event center, which is no longer called the event center, but that is now coming. So the first one we're going to be looking at is the Iron Stockpile limit time event, which just does replace the event center. Now you'll be able to get rewards such as telluric pearls, set items, legendary items, and 1-star gems from doing these daily events. Now it's just to be doing really when you go into there the daily tasks, doing things that we would normally do anyway. Survivor's Bane, Trial of the Hordes, they're going to be both in there to be completed, so you can gain some of these rewards that are on the actual event center itself. We've got a new battle pass coming. That is going to be live from the 10th of April, and obviously consisting of the standard 40 ranks that we've all been used to. Now, the cosmetics, I'll leave this video for people to watch. Not too sure about this one, but as you all know, I do always buy all the cosmetics. I do like to have an option and to change on a frequent basis. So yeah, let me know your opinions on that in the comments. Then we've got the Stellar Void Beyond cosmetic. Now this is going to be a paid for cosmetic that you can gain in the in-game shop. So I like the look of it. We'll see what it actually looks like in-game when it becomes available. Now they're just reminding us that there is the Wayfarer's offering to collect when you visit the Battle.net. So if you haven't already done so, log in over there and claim your free set item. We've got a lot of returning events, Survivor's Bane being one of them at the top there, which I absolutely love that event. I think it's one that should be in all of the time. We've got Winds of Fortune coming up as well from the 2nd. Then on the 4th, we've got Conqueror. Hungering Moon is coming on the 5th. Trial of the Hordes is coming on the 9th. Shady Stock coming on the 12th. So over the next couple of weeks, we've got quite a few returning events. Now, feature updates. So let's get into the kind of nitty gritty of the actual update itself. The new Battleground map, the Convoy map, is getting some changes. Now, I haven't actually had chance to really play on this much due to the times it's available. I don't know how you all feel about the times, but to have them only available for 3 hours between 6 and 9 in the evenings is not very ideal for myself. So really the only times that I get to do that is on the off chance, but most of the time I've just been doing the normal BG. But the times I have, I enjoyed it. I think it's a great addition, a great map, but I think that there is obviously changes they need to do, and this is what they're now coming out with, some of these updaters. So a variety of changes have been made to the Battleground. They aim at improving the map's geographic features and refining gameplay. So they're saying on here that a notification for the defeat Sacred and Final Guardians and the collect their bonuses will now last longer. So reminding players that obviously that is a feature in the actual Battleground. The duration of the Final Guardian's bonus has changed to 1 minute, and the Final Guardian will respawn 2 minutes after it is defeated. So yeah, another good change. The optimizing collision. They've optimized the collision and performance of some of the objects on the map to avoid movement or displacement effects from being blocked. I noticed in the middle there on that Battleground, you've got a lot of items there that do block you, and it become rather annoying. Especially when I was playing Golem, you know, leaping and just not being able to go where I wanted to go at that particular time. Now they've removed the healing skill from staff of wielding Sacred Guardian to avoid excess time to kill. I did notice that. He was kind of glitching out and he would run back and heal back to full. And I think this is a much needed change. The Battleground does seem very short. So having a change like this where we don't have an excessive time to kill a boss in the middle, I think is a great addition. Now, we've got the combat rating requirements are being changed for Inferno 6. For hidden layers and normal dungeons, it's going to be decreasing from 47,690 to 46,190. So we've got a thumbs up here, guys. We're going to be able to pre-farm again. only in normal dungeons, and I think that is fair enough. I think if we were pre-farming in challenge dungeons, I think it would be a bit too much. So to give us pre-farming in the normal dungeons, I think, yeah, it's perfectly fine by me. They have also decreased the challenge dungeon requirements for Inferno 6 from 48,115, which it currently is, down to 47,690. So by the time we've pre-farmed and get actually above level 800, we should all be well on our way to getting that 47,690 to be able to do challenge dungeons anyway. Now they've reduced the boss's health in Heliquaries raids, which is Inferno 5. They've reduced all of those, and obviously then they've also done Inferno 6s, ready for when that becomes available. Been a few changes to Barb, which if you're interested in the Barbs, go ahead and have a read. So the cast animations for the base version of Sprint and Wrath of the Berserker now allow you to begin moving again more quickly after using this skill. So the animations that have just been, the cast time is just, or the cast animation has just been shortened, so you can actually get moving instead of standing there in the animation itself. The defense of Sarangar, that is obviously something that was talked about in the major patch. The weekly participation rewards for clearing the normal defense can now be earned by reaching 7,000 instead of 10,000, and obviously more in endless defense. Don't know how many people actually do endless. I think there should be better rewards for doing endless, and I think more people would then go ahead and do it. I think it's just a novelty, to be honest. You know, we do it for a laugh sometimes to see how high we can get. Now, Elder Rift changes. I think this is really good. Apart from the last bit of it, I don't know whether that should be changed. So you can now use up to 100 rare crests at once in Elder Rifts. You're assigned 10 rare crests, and after that, an option will appear to assign another 90. You will only earn Fading Embers from other party members for the first 10 rare crests entered by each other player. So any player that uses 100, you will not gain any more Fading Embers for. Which I think, I get it, but I would like to see a little bit of an increase if someone is doing that. If all of you are going in and you're putting in 400 normal crests, what's the hurt to just give more Fading Embers to get that weekly bonus done quicker? Now we've got Tower War Season 7 coming up from the 16th of April, so if you're interested in Tower War, yeah, go ahead. And I wonder how that's going to work when it comes to the 2 battlegrounds we already have. We're going to be getting a 3rd one in the list, so that will definitely be interesting. We've got some more UI changes for the legendary gems. So the number of legendary gems in the stack will no longer be displayed if there's only one. So that is a really good change. I think a lot of people have been getting confused about that. The click feedback when changing quantities of legendary stacks to reduce the accidental touches. So another good change. And the level display effect of legendary gems has a softer look to it now. So yeah, I think there's some nice quality of life changes there. Now on the Moonlight Floor Collected UI, they're actually going to put an X button, as you can see here, so you can actually get rid of this notification. I think it does everyone's nutting. It definitely does mine. I wish I could just delete it permanently. I only do these once we get to the point of going up a difficulty, because then you get some of these really good set items. Equipment UI. Now this one I think they could go further. So when you select equipment in your inventory, all other pieces of equipment in your inventory that share the same slot will be highlighted. So in the image, you can clearly see he's selected a weapon, and other weapons have been kind of highlighted, and the other ones have been darkened out. Now, I think here, what they need to do when it comes to our inventory and our stash, and I think I've said this in a previous video, they need to actually mark it so we know which items are selected in our armory loadouts. So if we're looking in our stash or looking in our inventory here, have a little icon there that just shows that this is saved to an armory slot, so then we don't accidentally delete it. The amount of times I've deleted things, and I know other people have definitely deleted things, and then they think, oh shit, now I've lost it, you know. When it's just a simple change where it just highlights that we are currently using that one in a slot would be great. That would make it so much easier for us to sort through our inventory, and going from there could be other things they do, like when you swap gear through your loadouts, have it so you can set out in your inventory, in your stash, which gear goes into which tab. So you can have your tank set in tab 1, your DPS set in tab 2, actually have it so it's sorted out for us instead of having to kind of scratch our head trying to find where that particular piece of gear is that we've now lost. So other than that, that is all of the Blizzard patch notes. Then there is a couple of other little things on the China notes that I think is worth going over. So I've gone through all the notes here for the China notes, and they are mostly the same apart from these problem fixes and some recent online updates. But I think the problem fixes here are mainly the ones that we're going to go through right now. So they've fixed an issue that the transfer of the guild factions affects the collection of the treasure chest in the Tower of Disaster. So basically, the little in the tower runs that you do, you collect the little chests. There's been an issue with those that if there's a transfer of the guild factions, they have kind of been lost. So they've also fixed an issue that some skill buffs cannot trigger the new 5-star legendary gem. Now, that's interesting. I haven't really noticed that. Maybe more of you have. If you have, mention that in the comments. I think that would be a great place to have a discussion. But I think now they're doing something about it, even though I may have not been aware about it. I think it's good that they're fixing the problem. They've also fixed an issue that some summon creatures' skills could not enjoy the damage increasing effect of the same 5-star gem. So I know, for instance, that the Blackwall Mages, they were skill-based. Now, I don't know what this means for Necromancer summons going forward, because technically all of the Necromancer summons should be skill-based because they're all skills. Whether that is going to be something that they change, who knows? We will have to test this out once it goes live. Now, other than that, I don't think there's much more we can really go over. We'll just have to see what it brings once the patch goes live. Will there be any bugs? Will there be anything that's not been in even notes? And we all know most probably is the answer to that. So with that in mind, don't forget, give the video a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member to help support the channel and take it further, then also do that. But we'll see you in the next one.